everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Alan, this is my life in Taiwan, and welcome to beautiful Alishan here in Chiayi. Yes, in today's video we are exploring the Taiwanese countryside of Alishan, and following on from last week's video where I explored some of the most beautiful and peaceful hiking trails in this stunning area, this week I am back again to share with you another top 5 must-eat Taiwanese foods, this time focusing on Taiwan's awesome Aboriginal cuisine. Oh wow. Not to mention a huge amount of Aboriginal booze that I shared with my new best friend. Yes, because my trip to Alishan had so much to share with you, it simply had to be separated into these 2 videos. First of all, there was my tour of the awesome Tsou Tribes Museum.
The elder or the boy's uncle had to train him to hunting. Yeah.
Where my host was not only very knowledgeable about the culture, but also happy to share his incredible sense of humor.
And we need some another in Taiwan we say 中央党部, I don't know.
A really peaceful and interesting tour of a fascinating museum, but soon enough I was introduced to the chief of the village, who was also incredibly happy to see me and was as equally as humorous as my tour guide had been.
Thank you. 你好，为了你来哈，我还请了很多人哈来表演。真的采茶，当然假的。
And as a typical Taiwanese host, the village chief was very quick to compliment me on my Chinese after finding out how long I'd been in his country.
来台湾12年。
差不多
哈
，13、12。
对，
可是我的中文没有那么好，
已经很好了。
哪里
我都听得懂，
听得懂就好了。Yes, we were understanding each other and communicating, and laughing with friends, old or new, definitely helps when trying to de-stress. And it seemed he wasn't actually kidding when he told me there was a tea-picking performance in the tea fields waiting for me. A tea-picking performance that looked absolutely incredible from the air, but couldn't quite distract me from being scared by some other guests I had noticed were keeping us company.
有蜜蜂吗？有蜜蜂，那所以说呢很正常，所以这里面无毒，没有，它这边也有虫子啊，也有虫啊，所以虫是正常的，像这个，你看。这个里面，
因为都是蜇人吗？
对，你看，这里面是虫。
OK，
它是虫，所以说它是
这个意思是这个很
对
蜇人。
其实阿里山茶好喝的原因就是因为它干净，而且环境跟自然都很结合所以说我们很希望就是说，客人来了，为什么很多人要假冒？你看有蝴蝶在飞，那你才会知道这里的东西可以吃。
So yes, the presence of the bees and insects that I was so scared of were actually a sign of the cleanliness and natural way the tea is grown in the area, which is what my new friend was so proud to introduce me to, and before I knew it, he was leading me into the restaurant for another cure for stress and pressure. It was time to eat and drink.
我们生产的小米酒。
But not before he had scolded the waitress for making a fundamental mistake when a British guy comes to the restaurant.
你们对他不好，给他这么小的杯子，换一个杯子，这样不对，这个是你适用的。
I got my bigger glass, had it filled, and in my best Tsou language, I cheersed with my new host. The mijo was as powerful as it was delicious, but finally it was time to get to the food.
这个是我们山上自己收的野生的红柴蜜，它都已经结晶了，它没关系，它等下碰到了以后，它就会融化
看起来很像果酱，
对，是蜂蜜。
Oh wow, the honey is amazing.
太好吃。
This very traditional way of eating bamboo rice was a revelation to me, as was the next 6 or 7 dishes that were brought out. Real traditional Aboriginal foods, but some of which have been given a modern edge by the expert chefs here at this cultural village. We ate coffee-flavored beans.
山上婆婆他们自己种的很嫩的四季豆，你吃看看。我喜欢看别人吃。
yeah， 咖啡的味道没有很 strong， 没有很呛，就是很好吃。
这样子才能吃出豆子的甜，植物的原味。
这个可以吃吗？
可以。
这个是黑豆。
黑豆。
所以这个是周族的传统的食物吗？
这个是我们周族传统的啊，山上
Steamed fresh bamboo.
可以打竹板，很老。然后你吃看看，你吃看看这个笋有多好吃。然后呢，这种笋尖呢反而不好吃，这种笋尖太嫩了，这种笋尖
不脆，
没口感。
啊，因为
对，
这个很脆脆的，
好吃，对不对？这个是我们山上的这个凤眼果。
凤眼果，
哎，那个长得像那个凤眼一样，红色。
这个是果 nuts。
and it's a fruit. It's not a nut.
Oh, it's like a chestnut. It's very similar to a chestnut.
Salted pork foot accompanied with deep-fried tea leaves.
可以用手吗？
哎，对，用手没关系。
哦，这个是茶叶。
这个茶叶，你刚刚摘的那个茶叶，你吃看看。
啊。哦，白肉很好吃。
油而不腻。像这个猪脚，你看起来不起眼，通常大概一吃到，你会
很惊艳这样。
你就会想再拿一块再吃看看，是不是
Oh my God, so good.
The most amazing tender beef with peppers.
你尝尝看这个。
Not what I expected, but it's good. Yeah, there's like
With the
a
pepper.
peppery flavor to it. Yeah, like a soft
它
pepper.
的
Fried chicken with ginger and anchovies.
搭配起来，然后再吃个鱼，
常常不敢吃。
Something that ordinarily I would avoid eating.
哦，还不错，
不错。
是这样的吗？
是用这个油，那个茶籽油，那个茶籽，那个苦茶籽，茶籽油，
哇哦，
这比橄榄油还好，比橄榄油还好，
哇，超厉害 ！I didn't expect to eat such good food。我没有想象我们会吃这样的食物。谢谢。
And one of the most interesting culinary experience of the day.
先沾一点点的酱油，
好，
加一点点的酱油，哎，对，一点点就好，
哦，一点点就好。
这样，然后
Tofu with wasabi and wildflowers.
哦呀，
我想，
口感很好，很有趣。
然后再加点白豆腐，
OK。不一样，
不一样。
还有 wasabi 的味道。
对，wasabi 的味道，花就有 wasabi 的味道。
The food was amazing, but the experience of sharing it with the chief of the village was an experience I will never forget.
非常嫩，非常嫩。
And to reference the theme of the video, he had one thing to say to me.
这样子有放松了吗？
超放松，我快哭，我不知道为什么我很感动，这个是很特别的。哎呀，
他又要哭了。
我不知道为什么。谢谢你分享。Cheers，
Cheers，
别送的。
非常嫩，非常嫩。这个我很喜欢，我要买给我爸爸在英国。
好，
谢谢你分享。Cheers，非常嫩，非常嫩。
So yes, incredibly relaxing experience, and with that final shot of Medio, we ended our relaxing Aboriginal lunch, and I made my way to the village theatre for a traditional Aboriginal dancing ceremony before making my way off to a local tea shop and drinking some high-quality Alishan tea, all of which you can see more of in the previous video if you haven't already watched it. But now here I am back home after a couple of really refreshing, energizing days in Alishan and full of the joys of life. And as always, as I know that only my true followers and fans watch to the end of the video, I'm going to quickly invite you to like the video if you've enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more and you haven't already subscribed. Subscribing is free, it really helps the channel, and it makes William super proud of his dad when he sees that number going up and up. If you want to see more of my day-to-day life, then please consider following me on Instagram at LifeinTaiwan 2017. And if you want to go to the next step and support me and the channel financially, then the best way to do that is to go and check out Alan and Prozzy's Patreon over on patreon.com/Alan and Prozzy, where you can subscribe to our weekly podcast where we have a face-to-face chat about some of the issues that maybe we can't talk about too much here on the main channels. But I think that's enough self-promotion for now, so time for me to say goodbye, say thanks for watching, and as for now and as always, I'll see you next time in my life in Taiwan. Peace.